Hi guys, it's Team Killer here again. We've got another interesting 2v2 setup. This time it's Tyllis and Iceni against Macedon and Seleucid. And I think this is a matchup that you won't see often, as in we're two barbarian factions fighting against two semi-power factions.
Yeah, it's well, the thing is, you wouldn't normally want to bring a rush army against Seleucid and Macedon, and it's kind of what we're planning to do.
Yeah.
And our only tools here are our raiding horsemen, and well, you have 5 skirmishers, Britain skirmishers, which aren't the best ones.
Yeah, they're pretty crap, to put it lightly. As you can see, I've taken just a huge number of chosen sword band. They're pretty weak initially with 31 melee attack. You wouldn't think much of them, but they do have quite the armor, and with headhunt on, they're beasts. You can see I've got Celtic warhounds, loads of javelin men, veteran riders, and I've got a general chariot, and I've buffed it up quite a lot.
So I'm bringing 5 tribal warriors, 5 Falksmen to support the flanks, not only against just to flank charge and also to support against cavalry. Seleucid brings 5 pikemen and 1 thorax pikeman.
Yeah.
He also brings archers and
thorax swordsmen and those Indian armored elephants, which are just like, as soon as we saw what they had, I mean, you must admit this wasn't looking good for us.
No.
We'd hoped that they were going to bring some kind of weird stuff.
Yeah, Macedon brings 3 royal peltas. He also has he has 4 heavy skirmishers.
Yeah.
And the pikemen, and the hoplites. So he's bringing all the tools, and also the Seleucid player has heavy archers. So we don't have much cav to begin with, so
no,
it's really hard to take those out.
I think this was when, as you can see, when playing 2v2s, it's quite a lot different than 1v1s. It brings a whole other dimension into the game, and you can see our opponents immediately starting to split up. And I must say that they weren't bad players, but you can definitely see that they weren't used to playing together all the time like us.
And he keeps his elephants in the back, and it's a mistake I also sometimes make, to forget my general, or especially elephants, because you don't want to, they run pretty fast, and you don't want them to, miss micro and then
or run through your own lines and mess up the formation.
Exactly. But now I'm gonna
this is when you started flipping out, and you were like, wow, I'm gonna go for the gap,
Exactly. I mean, I didn't know if he already saw it or not, but I was going for it anyway. My raiding horsemen are perfect for this. So I was waiting a little bit until his infantry was coming around the flank, and his elephants were like a huge
we had to take them out. If we didn't take the elephants out before the infantry engagement started, he could just wade through everything, and there was no way we were ever going to stop him. You can see I immediately start pressing Macedon, and
his citizen cav isn't matched against your veteran riders.
Seleucid is also, this is also like you can see they made a mistake. Seleucid at this point is too far away to be able to reinforce properly when I just fully assault him.
Yeah, that's a problem with splitting up and trying to force a flank, because it might be too late. So here I come in with the raiding horsemen while you are engaging. So I put them on flaming shot on the second volley, I think.
Yeah. Because there's no way. I mean, raiding horsemen, they have pretty good javelin damage, but
they do pretty well. But
against Indian armored elephants, I mean, even heavy Bactrian peltas are going to take 20 shots to take them out.
This is my intention. He is all blocked up, and his archers in the back, so the elephants are just going to trample on everything. Now they're running amok. These hillmen are just destroyed. Down to 40 men and routing.
And that's the last thing you want, is an amok elephant in your troops. Here you can see I just rush in my sword band with headhunt on. They're all at 275 base morale. Some of them are even up to like 50-60 melee attack, and some of them are just absolutely ripping. They're ripping through the hoplites, and some of them got caught in pikes. But I wasn't too worried about that.
So here I get caught by the Syrian heavy archers, which are doing some damage, and I retreat a little bit. He's also bringing his elephants back, but they're still running amok and doing damage against these archers.
Yeah. And here's the thing: I think he was just hoping that they were going to stop going amok, because you don't want to kill a 2,500 or 2,200 units.
And again,
that was
I
his
pop
main
flaming
weapon.
shot against his pikemen and swordsmen, and then the elephants run amok in his back, and again, this is going to be really painful for him.
Yeah. You got another flaming volley off on his elephants.
Yeah.
And they are just... Seleucid isn't having a good day.
Those raiding horsemen are really cheap, and they're doing a really effective job in using his elephants to kill his own troops. And holding back the flank, because now I'm supporting with my Falksmen to wrap up the fight.
Exactly.
And we still have some reserves, so Seleucid is no threat at all whatsoever right now. And he
eventually kills his
yeah,
elephants.
he kills him, and then 2 elephants drop dead on his pikemen, which kills 50 of them. So nice
I like
final.
that added effect. Here your Falksmen are just going to come in and mop up whatever's left.
Yeah, his pikes are facing the wrong way.
You can see I needed that support, because some of my troops in the middle were having quite a hard time.
Yeah, they're fighting Royal Peltas, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
they held out pretty well for that amount of time. But I mean, it's just no match now that your Falksmen are there. They're going to rip everything up. Here you can see your raiding horsemen are still just... I actually think that they have quite good melee attack. You could have...
well,
charged them?
Those archers, you know, look at them. They have like 45 base morale and pretty good defense. Yeah. So I did charge them in the end, but I was, you know... The raiding horsemen, you have to raid, you know. You don't... You have to use them to their full potential, and I think that is what I did right here. And you see, he basically gives up on his archers, which is...
yeah, you took them all out with that hit, I think. And yeah, we've just completely wiped Macedon off the face of the earth.
But giving up on his archers like this is not really the smartest thing to do, because it's actually his only tool to defeat our infantry, as we can just walk around his pikes.
Technically, he could have boxed, or he still could have made it really tricky for us, because all our troops were going to be like very exhausted.
And he still has a couple of Tauric swordsmen there.
Yeah.
He's bringing in some units to support this fight in the back, which is, well, kind of futile. And also, I don't really care about my raiding horsemen. I expected them to have died already.
Exactly. Everything up at this point was just an added bonus, you know.
Just taking out those Indian elephants, and then, you know,
and here you can see
that happen after.
People don't often rush pikes from the front, but you do an excellent move here, and you really get right into his formation before he can completely get his pikes down. Look at this. Look at those numbers just drop.
Oh man, that guy just made a spinning backslash with his sword. It's crazy.
I mean, look at those pikemen go down. I mean, and those tribal warriors, they have such a good melee defense. They can really just stand and fight with pikes one-on-one.
And even, I mean, they're still fighting against in front of his pikes, but all your infantry, you know, your swordsmen are coming around the back. And yeah, here I'm just, you know, still harassing, and our opponent basically gives up, which is, I mean, understandable.
I mean, if they had have stuck together, I don't know exactly. I don't know if they'd planned beforehand to split up, or if it just sort of happened like that.
So my general didn't do anything. My raiding horsemen basically, you know, his elephants had 0 kills, and my raiding horsemen did okay, and just made it really effective. Oathsworn did well. Tribal warriors did okay for the money. Falksmen did okay. I mean, overall. I think
the main value of your army really came from that negative cost efficiency.
That negative cost effectiveness, yeah. Those Indian armor elephants.
But she just completely nullified them.
Yeah.
See, let's have a look at Macedon. Or Britain first, actually.
Sorry. Yeah, so your Cav did okay. I mean, they're taking out Citizen Cav, and yeah, your Swords Band.
I didn't even see my war dogs.
Look at that Sword Band, man. They did great. I mean, considering their... How much? 750 or something?
720, I think.
Yeah.
And they took out a lot of hoplites.
And then his Royal Peltas, they only made around 62, 136 kills. His hoplites were total shit, and his skirmishers did okay. I mean, they're heavy skirmishers.
Yeah. But they're always gonna do.
Overall, you had a lot more cost effectiveness out of your sword band then.
Oh, definitely. I really wonder what happened with my war dogs.
Yeah. Well, they probably got entangled into the fight. I don't know. Did you just charge him or?
Yeah, I think I just threw them in there, like right into the main line. I can't really remember. That's also, I mean, you often take war dogs, and as you know, it's really one of those set and forget units. If you just
Yeah.
throw it into an infantry fight, it's always going to, get its worth usually.
Well, you have to, get a good hold to get to the skirmishers, and often you're microing so much that you can't really get a good, spot to get your war dogs in. And I mean, they do disturb the lines when they charge. So if you charge them
Definitely.
in before your infantry will get a better charge.
Yeah. Well, that was another commentary from Team Killer. We're still open for challenges, suggestions, and we're gonna be making more and more commentaries in the next few days. So stay tuned.
All right, Team Killer, saying goodbye.
Signing out. Bye.